So here we are. The bags are probably packed, the nursery's all set, and the final countdown has officially begun. Welcome to week 38 of your pregnancy. It's this incredible time filled with so much anticipation and, all those last-minute preparations. Let's dive right into this amazing final chapter before a brand new one kicks off. Okay, so the biggest news this week, your baby is now officially considered full term. All their little features are perfectly formed. From here on out, it's really all about putting on that last layer of fat. And this isn't just for making them extra cute and chubby, it's actually a huge deal for giving them energy and helping them control their body temperature once they're out in the world.
So what is actually happening in there during these final days? It is some pretty incredible stuff. Let's pull back the curtain and take a closer look at all the amazing things going on right now.
Now, this is what's truly wild. Your baby is already behaving just like a newborn. Seriously. They're turning their head towards light, they're yawning, and they're even making these little rhythmic breathing movements, kind of practicing with the amniotic fluid. It's like they're having a full-on dress rehearsal for their big debut.
Think of this as your baby's final to-do list before showtime. First up, their bones are getting super strong through a process called ossification. They're just soaking up calcium like a sponge. They're also constantly practicing their suckling reflex, getting ready for that very first feed. And get this, their reflexes are getting seriously impressive. Their grasp is so strong it could literally support their own body weight after birth. And they have a similar thing happening in their feet, the plantar reflex, that makes their tiny toes curl. It is truly all systems go in there.
Okay, so we've covered what the baby's up to, but what about you? Gearing up for labor is about so much more than just packing a hospital bag. It's about getting your mind and your body in the absolute best shape for the, marathon that's coming up.
And here's the most important thing to remember. Rest is not a luxury right now, it is a necessity. I know it's hard, but being as healthy and rested as you can possibly be gives you the best shot at staying strong and clear-headed through the whole process. Seriously, think of your energy as your superpower right now.
You know how big meals are probably the last thing you feel like eating? Well, this is where healthy snacking becomes your best friend. A little pro tip, keep fresh fruit in a bowl right where you can see it so it's easy to grab. Stock up on things like dried fruits and nuts for a really quick energy hit. Hard-boiled eggs are fantastic for protein. And here's a great one, frozen juice pops. They're so refreshing now and they can be incredibly soothing during labor itself.
All right, let's talk about something that a lot of people think about but maybe don't ask out loud, grooming down there. The simple answer, it is 100% a personal choice. There's no medical reason you have to do anything. Some women like to trim a bit just for postpartum hygiene, saying it makes things a little easier to keep clean. But really, it's all about whatever makes you feel the most comfortable.
And hey, let's be real, managing all the feelings and anxiety is a huge part of getting ready. Some people find things like hypnosis really helpful. In fact, one study found it could even lead to shorter labors for first-time moms. Others might use things like Bach flower remedies for stress. But the most important thing on this slide is that disclaimer at the bottom. Please always talk to your doctor before trying any new remedies.
Okay, remember what I said about not being in this alone? Let's talk about the vital role of your support network and how to get everyone around you ready for the big day and everything that comes after.
This is such a critical point, and it's especially for the partners, the dads, to be out there. While all the doctors and nurses are focusing on the medical side of things, your emotional support is what's absolutely priceless. Your positive attitude can literally change your partner's entire experience for the better.
So what does that actually look like? Well, first off, write down questions before appointments. It helps you feel more involved. And just remember, even though the medical care is focused on your partner, your role as their support and advocate is just as critical. The key is to be patient and persistent, but not pushy. You two are a team, and you are the MVP of her support squad.
And what if you've got other little ones running around? It's so important to get them ready. You'll want to explain that the new baby is going to need a lot of your attention, but try to frame it in a really positive way. Focus on how they can be an amazing big helper. 2 fantastic tips. Let them pick out a special gift for the new baby and have a gift ready for them that's from their new little brother or sister.
All right. In these last few weeks, it's totally normal for the questions and the what-ifs to start piling up. So let's just tackle some of the most common ones head-on and try to demystify this whole process a little bit.
This is such a big one, right? So many of us hear stories about our own births from our moms, and we start to wonder, oh my gosh, is that going to happen to me?
The answer, very reassuringly, is not necessarily. First of all, obstetrics has probably made giant leaps forward since your mom gave birth. But honestly, more importantly, Your health, your body, your fitness, your circumstances, they're completely and totally unique to you. You are not destined to repeat anyone else's story.
Okay, here's a more technical question you might hear from your doctor. What in the world does it mean if they say your baby is in a posterior position?
All it means is that the baby is facing your belly button instead of facing your spine. Now, because the hardest part of their head can press against your tailbone, this can sometimes lead to a longer labor with more backache. But the key word here is can. So many babies who start out in this position actually turn themselves around all on their own during labor.
Of course, everyone hopes for a smooth, maybe even an ideal birth experience. So you might find yourself wondering, what is the absolute best or safest way for my baby to arrive?
Well, most experts do agree that a straightforward vaginal birth is generally the safest option. But, and this is so important, the absolute most crucial thing is to be flexible. It's great to have a plan or a preference, but every single labor is unique. Being prepared to just see how your personal story unfolds and knowing that plans might have to change to make sure mom and baby are safe and healthy, well, that's the best plan you can have.
So, as we start to wrap things up, it's really time to shift our mindset. Let's move from all the planning and preparing to just embracing the beautiful unwritten story that is about to begin.
And just for a laugh, let's look at some of these old wives' tales. Apparently, if you hear an owl shriek or if the dad-to-be is a nervous wreck, you're having a girl. But if you've got cold feet, oh, it's almost definitely a boy. Yeah, maybe take these with a very large grain of salt.
And that really brings us to our final thought. With all of our incredible modern science, the exact thing that kicks off labor is still a total mystery. Every single birth is different, it's unpredictable, and it's completely its own. You've done all the preparation, you are ready, and now your unique story is just about to begin.